You know, I was just working out and thinking, going to therapy takes courage. It takes a lot of courage. And I get that. But one thing that I hear a lot is people say mental health matters. Depression is real. And what's crazy is I know that as a therapist, that is real. But I also see the flip side of things where people know it's real and they still won't go to therapy. The people that are saying depression is real haven't even gone to therapy yet and they have their own issues. So I can give you a couple examples of why I'm even saying this. When I was going to get my degree to be a clinical mental health therapist, I was a life coach. And I saw one of my, well, we were never friends. I just saw him playing basketball in the rack at the college that I went to, right? And so he was going through a lot. So I reached out to him. I was like, hey, you ever tried therapy? And he was like, no, but I need to go. And so I was like, well, I will give you 4 free sessions of life coaching just to help you out, just to give you some kind of alleviation of your problems. And he like, yeah, okay, cool. So I'm setting up the appointments with him. First appointment, he don't even show. All right, I reach back out to him and reschedule. Second appointment, he don't show. But he on Facebook yapping and talking and venting. And so after the third time, I was like, listen, I've created time for you 3 separate times to have these sessions. Like, this is my time that I'm carving out. I am very busy. I'm actually going to school and interning at 2 different places. I didn't tell him all that, but I'm just letting you know that I really made time for him. And he told me, you can't make nobody do anything they don't want to do. And I was like, oh, so people talk a good game, but when it's time to show up, they don't want to show up. And no, you can't make nobody do it. But for the simple fact we went as far as scheduling the appointments and you stood me up 3 times and you're going through a heartbreak. Now, you don't know me, but you're very familiar with me because me and you used to play basketball a lot on that campus. But for the simple fact that he could do that, going and, and having that depression lingering over his head, lets me know that sometimes people don't have the courage to do it. And even though I can see mental health is real all the time, it is real. But is it real enough for you to go to therapy? People say that mental health is very expensive, and it can be. But one thing that I heard my pastor say is, where your treasure lies is where your heart lies. Where your money goes, that's where your heart goes. And I get it because look at my shoes. But I also pay tithes too. So let's not get that twisted. But and I feel like it's not I feel like I know that once you really value your mental health, then you will set something aside to pay for those sessions if you don't have insurance to cover it. Now, some people don't take insurance. I don't take it. And I have my reasons for not taking insurance. But I have given people major discounts on things and have sessions with me, and they haven't found I don't know if it's the confidence or they haven't found the courage to just do it. But they go back to the default setting that they always do, and that is social media. And I did pose a question on social media one time, why is it easier venting? And people are saying because they don't trust therapists or because the people that they know on Facebook have been through situations before. And what's crazy is, and I know y'all don't want to hear it, but I'm a very straight up therapist. At a point, those become excuses. And it's excuses because you're not aware of the whole scope of things. And when I say that, I mean the people that you are talking to is not just those people on your Facebook. It is everybody else. You have 1,000 followers or 5,000 friends on Facebook, and you're making this status, and you think just them selected few that went through what you went through are the ones that's looking at your stuff? No, because the stuff that I see cross my news feed, to be honest with you, and people send me stuff, it's like, okay, I'm pretty sure they didn't mean for them to send that in my inbox to be like, what in the world is she doing? That's just the truth behind it. And you can't use the excuse of, I don't trust telling my business to one person. Baby, you're telling it to the whole social medias. Like, you're telling it to everyone. You're telling your business to everyone. And then another reason, and I explained this to one of my friends, and I'm not saying this to call them out or anything, but the people sometimes that you usually vent to, or that you think have gone through what you've gone through and made it out, they hadn't really made it out. They are just high functioning in the problem that they are in. But one thing that I can guarantee you is, if you never go get help, you will go in the same cycle over and over and over again. And I know it because I see it with the people on my social media. They go through those cycles over and over again, and still will fight me when I say, hey, go to therapy. Don't fight. I am a professional. I don't know everything, baby, because I have my specializations, and that's just that. But you have to go to somebody who has a broader scope than what you do clinically. Because sometimes the people that you think are healing you are not healing you. They're putting a Band-Aid over what is going on with you, just like they put a Band-Aid over what's going on with them. Not saying that everybody is like that, but majority of the time you heal like they heal. And your life is not their life completely. You will not heal the same way as everybody else heal. Everybody is different. Yes, that's something that I know. That's something that get thrown up in my face too. People are different. Yeah, I know that they're different. But do you really want the help? Or do you want the attention that you get and the validation that you get when you post this stuff? Because I can sit there and see y'all post this stuff sometimes, and I be like, it's just to make them feel better for the moment. The moment will leave if you don't go and get real help. Okay? But it takes courage. I know it takes courage. Find it. Find the courage. Go to therapy. Get you a therapist. And get you a therapist that's going to hold you accountable for your mess too. Not a therapist that's going to beat you up, but a therapist that's going to hold you accountable. And I think we need to do better at learning the difference between somebody holding you accountable and actually confronting your issues versus somebody judging you and trying to make you do something that you don't want to do. But sometimes in order to get better, you got to do stuff that you don't really want to do, which is probably go to therapy.